Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much as always for being here. Let's dive straight into this Marvel news. So Chris Evans rumoured to reprise Avengers' role in the MCU. Find out when he'll return. So yeah, we're going to be diving into kind of speculations and rumour from an industry insider, talking about when Chris Evans could potentially reprise his role as Captain America. I think in my mind it's a foregone conclusion that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and Captain America, of course they're going to be back in the MCU at some point. The MCU has been struggling without both of these characters, and we have Avengers Secret Wars coming up in the next few years, and all of the characters are going to pop up in that movie, I think, and I think it's inevitable that we see these two guys pop up in that movie to some degree. But let's jump into this article. This comes to us from comicflicknews.com. So, recently, social media has been buzzing with celebrations marking the 5th anniversary of Avengers Endgame. It's been 5 years since that movie came out already. Where is the time going, guys? Like, it's scary how fast time's going. But I remember when I went to see Avengers Endgame, I went down to my local cinema, and I went there on opening night. I believe it was like 1 minute past 12 at midnight when I went to see it. And I've never seen so many people at the cinema in one go, like turning up for a movie. It was absolutely insane. That night will go down as like my most memorable cinema going experience, with the amount of buzz, the speculation, you know, the fan hype, everything. It was just crazy. But yeah, that was just to kind of go off on a tangent, but I'll never forget that night of seeing Avengers Endgame. It was absolutely insane. So it's hard to believe it's been 5 years since the release of the movie. Absolutely. Again, it's so scary how fast time goes. That left us all wondering about Captain America's fate. So, despite dedicating the Statue of Liberty to the hero, even the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series didn't offer clear answers about the elderly Steve Rogers' whereabouts, merely alluding to him being gone. So now, at My Time to Shine Hello, a reputable source. So this guy, My Time to Shine Hello, I believe he's on Twitter. He's a scooper. He's an industry insider. He comes out with a lot of, fan theory, speculation, rumors regarding Marvel and DC and things like that. They don't always get things right all the time, but more often than not, they do bring accurate news. So just bear in mind, take this news with a pinch of salt, guys. So claims that Chris Evans has finally agreed to return to the role in Avengers Secret Wars. Yeah, but I think a lot of people kind of know in the back of their minds that Iron Man and Captain America are going to pop up in Avengers Secret Wars. How do you do Secret Wars without those two characters? I mean, you could, but it would kind of feel a bit lackluster without your two main kind of, components of the MCU not being in that movie. So while it's uncertain if he also makes an appearance in the upcoming untitled Avengers 5, it seems like a done deal. So yeah, maybe after all this time, he's kind of got that itch where he wants to come back to the Captain America character. He feels that he wants to jump back into the MCU, and that's great to hear, if this news is true. But like I say, take it with a grain of salt, guys. So, however, before his return as Captain America, rumours suggest we'll see Evans back in the MCU as early as this summer, portraying the Human Torch in Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, I've been thinking about this scene. If I was the director, right, and I had to make this scene, what I would do is, during the movie, I would have Chris Evans walk out into the battlefield or walk out into the scene. So Chris Evans, he walks out and everybody thinks that Captain America is back. But then all of a sudden he clicks his fingers and he turns into the Human Torch and he just he does the flame on thing. That would be such a shock to the audience, thinking that Captain America's back and then he clicks and then he turns into the Human Torch. That would be such a cool scene to see, like to trick everybody into thinking Captain America's there, but then it's the Human Torch. That would be such a wicked scene. But that's how I would do it if I had the choice. So, Marvel Studios opting for this route in the R-rated movie could offer Evans some enjoyable liberties, although some speculate it might diminish the impact of his return as Captain America. I'm not sure if that's true, because I mean, if he pops up as the Human Torch, as a cameo role in Deadpool and Wolverine, it's only going to be a small role. It's not going to be anything major. He's not going to be on screen for a long period of time, I wouldn't have thought. So having him there as the Human Torch, is it going to kind of impact on his return as Captain America? I don't really think it is, to be honest. I don't really see how it would have a negative impact. Maybe you guys see it differently. If you do, pop it down in the comment section. So, if confirmed, this news is monumental, and it's conceivable that fellow MCU veterans Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson might follow suit. When asked about the rumours surrounding his return as Captain America last November, Evans remarked the following. So let's read into these quotes, and let's see what actor Chris Evans had to say about his return possible return as Captain America in the MCU. Hey there guys, Ryan here. I just wanted to do a quick shameless plug to let you all know I do in fact have a Twitter page here, ReviewFlix. Make sure you come over and join our page so you can stay up to date with all the latest pop culture news that's going on with Marvel, DC, Star Wars, etc. And also we'll be updating all the content that we have from our YouTube channel onto our Twitter page as well, so you can stay informed with everything going on in the world of pop culture. That would really help me out guys, and would really go a long way to supporting my content and my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the video. As Captain America in the MCU. So he went on to say the following. You know, I always see those reports too, and it's news to me. So like the rest of us, he probably goes on Twitter, he probably goes online, and he probably reads these rumors and thinks that's funny because I don't even know about these rumors myself. I think every couple of months, someone says they're getting Downey and Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson and everybody's coming back. No one's spoken to me about it, and look, I would never say never, but I'm very protective. It's a very precious role to me, so it would have to be just right. Absolutely 100% agree with him. You know, Captain America in the MCU is probably, you know, the whole kind of MCU revolves around Captain America and Iron Man, these two massive pillars of the MCU franchise. And for Captain America or Iron Man to come back, the characters have to be done justice. They have to be written well. You know, they have to have a good story arc. It has to be worth them coming back to honor the characters and the legacy and everything they've done in the MCU leading up to this point. If they're going to come back and it's some crappy, you know, cameo with like no meaning to it, then I can understand why they'd be hesitant to do something like that. So Evans often refused to close the door on playing Cap again, and shared similar sentiments to this a few months prior. So he went on to say this as well. I'll never say never, just because it was such a wonderful experience, he said. But I'm also very precious with it. It's something that I'm very proud of, and like I said, sometimes I can't believe it even happened. And I wouldn't want a black eye if it felt like a cash grab, or if it didn't live up to expectations, or if it just felt like it wasn't connected to the original thing, so no time soon. I've never really understood this phrase here, if it feels like a cash grab. Well, every single piece of media, whether it's streaming, whether it's movies, whether it's games, whether it's any kind of entertainment, all of it is a cash grab. That's what it is. You know, it's there to grab people's cash. That's, you know, media and entertainment is created to make money, so that it's all a cash grab. So I've never understood the phrase of, oh, it's only a cash grab. Of course it is. It's there to make money. That's what it's there for. But anyway, that's just tangent anyway. But yeah, I completely get where he's coming from on this, Chris Evans. He wants to honor the legacy of the character, like we've already said, and he wants to come back, and if he does come back, he wants it to be a meaningful, you know, story, a meaningful character arc, and I completely get that. The worst thing to happen to the MCU is if Chris Evans came back, he was in a movie, and it wasn't written well, and, you know, it came off with a bad reception, and it tarnished that reputation and legacy of Captain America. That would be an absolute awful thing to see, and nobody wants to see that. So the unfolding events will shed more light on the situation, yet in many respects, this revelation isn't unexpected. It's long been speculated that Marvel Studios would bring back the original 6 Avengers to conclude the multiverse saga, especially after a series of storytelling successes and setbacks. Yeah, well, more setbacks than successes. We've had obviously like Guardians 3, that was great. We had, you know, Spider-Man No Way Home, that was fantastic. But more often than not, they've been putting out sort of like mediocre, subpar content in the MCU as of late. And, you know, when people used to get super excited for an MCU movie, and that excitement just isn't there anymore. It's like Star Wars. When an MCU movie's coming out, I'm like, yeah, I might see it. I'm going to wait until the reviews come out first and see if it's any good. Then I might potentially go and see it. But back in the day, an MCU movie was coming out. I couldn't get to the cinema quick enough. But I know a lot of people just don't feel that same excitement anymore, which is a shame. So Deadpool and Wolverine is set to hit theaters July 26, offering a glimpse of Chris Evans. It should say here, potentially offering a glimpse of Chris Evans as the Human Torch. So Deadpool and Wolverine is set to hit theaters July 26th. It should say here potentially, but I missed out that word, so I apologize. Potentially offering a glimpse of Chris Evans as the Human Torch. Meanwhile, the next installments in the Avengers franchise are slated for May 1st, 2026 and May 7th, 2027. So we've got a long way off before we see the next Avengers film, but that's fine. If it takes them that long to work their shit out and to give us better quality MCU projects, I'm all the more happy for it. But like I said, guys, we could potentially see Chris Evans pop up in Deadpool and Wolverine as the Human Torch. That would be quite a cool role. I don't think it would in any way diminish his return as Captain America. I'm not sure what the logic of him returning as the Human Torch, having a small cameo role that's being really fun and kind of like a fan, kind of like you know, a bit of fan casting there to come back. To have a knock-on effect to him returning as Captain America, you know, years down the line. I don't see how those two connect, but maybe you guys see it different. But guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Regarding this rumor here from My Time to Shine Hello, who says that Chris Evans has finally agreed to return to the role of Avengers Secret Wars. What do you think about this? Do you think it's true? Do you think it's not true? What are your thoughts, comments, and opinions regarding this? And anything else that we talked about within this article? Do let me know, guys. And thank you so much for being here as always. If you enjoy my content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.